95k BTC, but it's all about the alts. That last 24 hours was intense. If you still got second pair, third pair of undies on, I congratulate you for surviving that dump. It was absolutely brutal. Now, guys, is the bottom in? What's the story? What is the next play? I've got tons of altcoins. We're going to look at them. I'm going to give you my thoughts, and I'm going to tell you if I think the bottom is in on some of them. I'm going to call it for you guys. If not, I've got the trading plan. I've got the stuff that you need. So we got lots to do here. Pay attention. It's going to be a big one. Let's get into it. And remember, guys, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe for us. And Ray is here in the house. And a little bit bearish or bullish? Bearish or bullish?
I mean, it's not looking positive. I'm hearing you double. I'm sorry, because I'm playing the YouTube too.
Bull or bear, bro?
Somewhere bearish.
Yes or no?
Yeah, little bearish.
Little bearish. Okay, Ray's a little bearish. I want to know what you guys are saying in the chats here. I'm running a poll. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say. And why is the timing so bad that I wore my wrecked shirt yesterday? And what happened? Fuck me. Everyone got wrecked. I mean, it was absolutely brutal out there. And I mean, savage work. But 60% are saying alt season has just started. 11% are saying over. Well, I'm going to show you a chart just now that says alt season is actually over. Okay, and we're going to need to do a little bit of work to get back into that. But just want to have a couple of words with you guys. Yesterday was absolutely brutal. It was pain. It was 20-30% flush outs on these altcoins. I have been telling you for the last couple of weeks, when these things happen, it's always a surprise. It happens out of nowhere, and you can never prep enough for these things. So if you've done your work, you've watched your levels, you've set your limit orders, those types of things, then you are well organized. If you think you can do it when the market starts falling over, that is where you are behind. Okay, and this is hopefully now a lesson from yesterday as to what you can improve, because if the bull market continues, we are going to see further attempts like this from the market makers. There's going to be 3 or 4 more along the way. They're going to come for us, and they're going to come for us hard. So what are our lessons out of here? And I really hope you guys are taking lessons out of these shows and sticking to certain plans. And one of the plans is always have a spot position. The other one is low margin trades. Those things help you. Have high leverage trades. Sure, have those. Take profits early on those, and then keep 1 or 2 open every time to add, to try and grow the size and make it bigger. And then most importantly, that I've been stressing over the last couple of weeks is hedge shorts. Okay, now that's not for everybody, but fuck me, having hedge shorts open when the market shits the bed like that is really helpful on your trading account. It's really helpful with your confidence with regards to trading as well. And there's something beautiful about printing green when the market is falling over. So get those strategies in. You can't have one single strategy. So make sure you have a nice mix of strategies there in the market, and it's going to help you along the way. So yes, lessons are learned. And as long as you guys are learning out of this every single time, as long as you can say, fuck, there, I fucked up there, I fucked up there, what could I have done better? If you're learning from this process, then you are going to be a better and more competent trader. But it's always about learning, and we never stop learning. We literally never stop learning as we go. And okay, let's talk BTC, and let's see what's FB saying there. Ray, what does FB say? I've just missed that comment. Why the fuck do we do the shit to ourselves? It hurts so good. But guys, that's right, because the euphoria of getting these entries, the pumps, it's a thing of absolute beauty. And this is what draws us back every time. They can give us a few bad days. They can slap us around. But you know what? We wake up the next day, we see an opportunity, we push buttons, we fucking go. And this stuff is euphoric, okay? And that is why I love trading so much. That is why I'm obsessed with these charts, and that is why I love doing this for you guys. So before we get emotional here, okay, let's talk BTC and see what is going on. So lots of games here from the market makers, and lots of games from Michael Saylor. We have seen that as well, and that's causing a couple of issues for us that I'm going to mention in a few minutes as well. So just tracking BTC, we played a lot of hot zone ping pong, okay, over the last couple of days, and we pumped up in today again into our 97,600. That was our rejection zone that I gave to the chart hackers earlier today, and then a strong rejection out of that zone. That is VWAP action, that is 382, that is horizontal. So we know that that was going to be quite a big area. Now, BTC is moving into an area of interest here. You can see we do have these lows, we do have this wick, So we could easily see a little tap onto this VWAP at about 93,450 and then some kind of push higher. But I'm not going to get too excited beyond this 97.5. That for me is going to be another potential rejection zone. And you guys can see now, and this is I've been showing on a lot of these other altcoins as to what generally happens. After you peak out, what happens? They dump you, they pump you, they dump you, they pump you, and you start this downtrend. And before you know it, you've been in a trend for a week or 2 weeks and things like that. And there's short little moves up, then big rejections. And this stuff all comes to an end when you eventually blow through that trend. And then the bulls come back, then the energy comes back, then you see these altcoins going insanely bullish again and all these things. But right now you can see we are in a clear downtrend at the moment on BTC. And the signs are here. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to see if there's any new people here. Can you drop a 1 or a Y in the chat if you're new? And if you are new, please follow the steps that are under the show. Watch the show daily.
You go.
Follow trades with risk management, make profits, and join us in the chart hackers. And if you don't have any exchanges, you'll find that in the description below too. Sign up, bunch of no KYC stuff. Let's get it.
Thank you, AI Ray. That's actually a real person for all the new people. That's a real person. He's wearing these goggles. Okay, so just to acknowledge, we are in a downtrend at the moment, and these are foot off the gas times. This is take the foot off the gas. Okay, when we super bullish, when we pumping, then we go. You noticed that a week or two ago. Then what started happening in the market? We started getting fake outs. You were getting breakouts of horizontals. You were getting breakouts of trends. And what was happening? They were giving you 3 or 4%, and then they were falling back over. And those are normally the signs that the market is getting tired. The bulls aren't stepping in anymore, trading those breakouts. And then we started seeing those divergences on all the alts on the time frames. We saw them on 12-hour. We saw them on daily. There was divergence. We were screaming it, and eventually it started playing out, and now things are coming to fruition on that. So sometimes these things take a little bit of time, but now once again we are back at the times where if we get good pumps, we're taking profits. If we get good pumps, we can look for short opportunities as well. And just remember, this is the time where we're doing smaller positions now. We're calming things down a little bit until we know clear direction from the market. Okay, so BTC to the upside, 97,500. That is what we're watching. Looking for a potential sneaky bounce here. Ray, if you can keep me posted here, 93,500. Let's watch this VWAP. We can see this VWAP gave us nice reactions previously. This was on the 27th of November. We had a nice reaction of that. We also had a good one here on the 15th of November, and that was our VWAP that we dropped on the 10th of November. So could be a little bit of a reaction there, tied in with some supports there. So Ray will keep us posted. If there's a long opportunity coming here on Prime XBT, I'm going to give it a go there. So 93,500, Ray, is what we're looking at. And then if we do go a little bit lower, we've got 90. Now that would close out this entire wick. And I must say, I was quite happy yesterday that we closed half of this wick. I thought there was actually a chance that they might want to now send this thing higher. But this full reversal is going to start opening the 91K zone for us again. So there will be another long opportunity in that region if we do push down into 90K. You can see there's a lot of support here, and most likely at least we get some kind of bounce out of BTC if we hit that zone. So there will be a scalp there. I don't want to know what the alts are going to look like if we are sitting at 91K though. What was that comment there, Ray? Bull run is over. What bull run is over, bear market beginning. Angel, I can't disagree right now. Okay, I can't disagree. Let me see. 59% saying altcoin season has just started. Now, I'm going to show you a chart that shows you altcoin season has in fact ended. Okay, so we're going to get there now in a sec. But let's just sum up what has actually happened now in the last 24 hours. Fuck, it was brutal. Blunt says Bitcoin just wicked into the 618 and recovering, and he explained this really well. Alts got carried out in body bags. Okay, there's no other way to explain what happened yesterday. If you were leverage trading yesterday, you either hit stops or you got absolutely invalidated. Okay, it's one of the two. It was an expensive day, anyone that was long yesterday. And this was actually a video of me. I was doing a video call with my wife there, and she said, I miss you so badly. Why are you crying? And at the same time, here I was staring at the Bitcoin chart. I was staring at that Hippo chart, sending me to zero. I was staring at Celestia, sending me to zero. It was all going down, bro. It was all going down. Celestia, out of all things, Ray, Why the fuck did I trade Celestia? I asked you 5 times during the week. Why am I in Celestia? And you know what? I ended up holding.
I've banned you from Celestia. I've banned you from XRP. I mean, XRP, you crushed it. You crushed it.
XRP we killed, but the Celestia, guys, I don't know. I dropped this on Twitter today. Follow me on Twitter at the Lord of Entry, and it's just the funding rate heat map. Now you can see we had a proper clean out here. Okay, this thing is pure. This thing is clear, but it doesn't mean they can't come again. Okay, so my concern is, and Ray's concern, we were chatting now offline as well, is that the people need to stop longing. Okay, they got to start opening shorts. They got to start getting bearish and start shorting, so we can have a nice big squeeze up and then bring them back, so that they can start sending us later. But this funding rate heat map at the moment, it's fresh, it's clean. Okay, so from that perspective, a lot of guys got taken out. And then Mr. Crypto dropping something a little bit concerning for us. He says Bitcoin has always topped out in December or November. Should we be worried about this? Now, this is a chart showing the absolute highs by November or December. Ray, does this concern you, bro? Did we peak too soon? Yeah. Look at this thing.
Yeah, I was really thinking we run into inauguration, like blow off top, 125K Bitcoin. Now I don't know. Or maybe we calm down for a couple weeks and we do push into January. We get that ETH pump all time high for ETH.
I think ETH still needs to do things. I think ETH still needs to do things, but this chart is starting to feel like a quieter December than we had hoped. That is the feel that I'm getting at the moment. And the question is, how do we manage these alts? Now, this is becoming a problem for me, okay? MicroStrategy has acquired 21,000 BTC again. This was yesterday, okay? This guy's buying all the Bitcoin. Who else is buying, okay? Like, if he's not buying, what happens? Like, everyone else seems to be trying to exit at the moment. And I suspect when this man stops buying so much BTC, we are going to have another problem, okay? Who's going to be holding up the market here for everybody else? Then I suspect we're going to get some proper pain in the markets there. Then we can get some real Bitcoin red candles there. So that's concerning. And then anybody who's interested on something fun to read when these types of things happen, you can follow this guy at LTRD. Okay, and he's given you a nice explanation today. Today's dump resulted in the biggest liquidation since 2021. Bull market vibes. Okay, bull market vibes. I would like to present a microstructure view of the entire situation. As always, this thread is full of insights, charts, and comments, but he's written this out really nicely, guys. If you're interested in this type of stuff, follow this guy, read his thread. Okay, it makes perfect sense what he is saying here, what is he explaining, and he's showing you some of the alts that got more affected than others, and he's got some interesting comments there on XRP and ADA as well. So Carlos is telling us Russia is coming to save the day. Okay, so Russia's coming in to buy for us, so that is a relief. And now let's just look at our BTC 3-day chart and just see where we are here at the moment. So right now we
BTC reacting, by the way.
Are we reacting in our zone yet? Okay. Am I going long, right? Am I in my zone?
I've been long. I'm in long from when I told you about it.
Okay, let's buy some BTC here. Okay, let's see how we go. Okay, so Prime XBT long. Here we go. Guys, don't forget, Prime XBT. I actually don't tell you this enough. There's no KYC on Prime XBT. And also, if you put $2,000 in here, they're going to give you a $400 bonus. Okay, so that's like 20% sign-up bonus.
Jeez, on Prime look at that candle.
Okay, there we go. Okay, it's because you told us to buy it. Now everyone's pumping it. Let's go. Let's go. Blow it up. Blow it up. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Now, with regards to our liquidation map, check this out. So we've got a lot of liquidity to the upside, and the bottom has been cleaned out. Look at that. Pretty clean to the downside here. Upside is going to be 98,400 up to about 99,400. So there's a nice thick band. Let's just look where it is on the chart. 98,400 to about 99,400. That is this type of region there for us. Okay, so that is a hot zone. So if we do pump into that zone, just be a little bit careful in those types of areas there. Okay, so 98,400 to 99,400. That looks like a bit of a danger zone. Okay, you can see, guys, I banged my stop under that reversal candle. Let's see if we get a little bit of action there on Bitcoin. Now, this was yesterday. Okay, and this was the red herring, wasn't it? Because I've been talking about this thing with a bit of skepticism when I was looking at this chart. Okay, and I've been saying for the last week, this chart actually looks like it looks like it's the end of a move. Okay, now Mr. Crypto says this was 88 days. Now we touched on this yesterday. He said in 2021 when we broke through here, we had consolidation for 88 days. Okay, right, fucking alt season is over. Okay, according to this chart, we are reversed alt season now. We're going back to Bitcoin season. And according to this chart, it's over. Okay, we are now going down. No, it's done. We fucked. Okay, there's 2 days. We did 2 days here. Where's our 81 days? We did 1, 2, 3, 4. We did 4 days. Okay, and now we gone back to 65%. We are trending down. It's not a good look. Okay, it's not a good look. I'm trying to find an example where it broke down and went back up, but I can't see one. Okay, show me where it broke down and quickly went back up. I can't find one. So according to this chart, it's now broken. And this was one of my concerns last week, saying, look, it's popped up here. This feels like the top. This feels like the euphoric top. And now here we go. They're reversing it. So let's look at some other information here. And Kaizen says this is how December 2020 played out. He said a 30% drawdown in December 2020. Now, that was a big year. And in others, okay, that is total market cap, excluding the top 10. Okay, 30% drawdown in others before a 3-month long rally gaining 400%. Okay, so that is what he said December did. Okay, let's look at total 3. Nice example. This is the crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and ETH. Also, a nice example here for us. I see Ivan says it smells different this time. Something stinks, guys. Something stinks. But what we did get here was a 20% dump in total 3. Okay, and that finally dropped into our zone. Now, remember, they were threatening a fake out to the upside. And we were saying this thing looks like it's in a danger zone. There were a couple of reasons why this thing could reject. Okay, one of them was our hot chart prime oscillator as well. And now we are at support. This is critical support here for us for this total 3 chart. Look at this. 950 billion is where this thing is at. If we start losing new levels, it's going to be a free ride down to 800 billion. That is going to be our next area. That is going to be the next one. Now, with all this stuff going on and all this potential bearishness happening, just remember, it doesn't mean we're not going to have fun. It doesn't mean we're not going to have quality bounces along the way. It doesn't mean these shit coins aren't going to bounce 10%, 15%, 20% along the way. But if some of this stuff is going to play out and we're going to be in a downtrend for a few weeks, for a month, for 8 weeks or something like that, it's going to be just a slightly different journey because we're going to be actively looking for shorts. So we're going to be actively looking to take profit. So we need to break a few things. And I'm going to show you on some of these altcoins. When we start breaking certain trends, then we can flip super bullish again. Until we do that, right now it becomes scalping season. It becomes short-term moves off good zones and looking to take profits here. And I'm talking especially to the degens here, the degen traders. The spot guys, obviously, you are always covered because these big levels that I give you, they fall in line with what you are looking for. And you're going to be buying on some of those big zones and you're going to be very relaxed about it along the way. So that is total 3, big rejection. Okay, I don't want to say as predicted, but we were looking for that rejection. So there we are. And then dominance. This was an interesting one. So dominance for me is at a critical time now. This is a must reject zone. You can see dominance now on the weekly. This was a massive pump. So all that destruction that you've seen on these alts, this huge green candle here, this is this week's candle for dominance. We are now pushing into a major rejection zone. The 100-day moving average, weekly horizontals, and the weekly macro trend. Look at this trend here. Look at that. Okay, that's our trend from the lows. And what we want to see here, typically, if we were looking for longs, we'd flip this over and we'd say, okay, we got our break of trend, we got our retest, now we want to send this thing. Okay, so this is why this is so important right now for these altcoins, that this dominance rejects nicely in the zone. So worst case, maybe a little bit more of a push just to, just give us a little fake out into that trend, but I don't want to see much higher than this. I would say for me, I don't want to see more than about 58.6 out of this dominance. And then we need some kind of rejection. I see 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗡𝗦 says another flush coming. Guys, it could feel like that. And if we get this little push now on dominance, one more pump on this weekly dominance candle, I think these alts are going to print new lows lower than what they did yesterday. Okay, so that is something we need to be aware of. And then our the ETH BTC chart. Is this finally going to play out? this was the game plan here. We had our first bounce, made ETH super bullish. Now, are we on track to test ETH lower down? Is this going to play out during December that we're going to get our real ETH BTC bounce at the 29 level? So this remains to be seen, but this is now still on the table for me, and this is our rejection band. So that is the danger zone there for us, and that is what we need to pay attention to. Now let's talk DCA entries, let's talk buys and things like that. So yesterday I gave you my ETH chart and I told you where I had limit orders set to buy ETH. Now obviously the plan here is bull market continues, okay, so it's not over, it continues subject to a pullback. And what I did was line up quite a few DCA entries, and it only picked up my first one so far. So my ETH position is now $90,000. It picked up the first order. I still have more orders lower down. So if you want to trade this with me on ZoomX, it's pretty easy to set this up on the screen. And you put your limit orders in there on the right-hand side, and then it automatically shows it on the screen. And what you can do is you can drag them up and down. Once they are there, you can adjust them as you go. So remember, if the price moves up, you can start raising those limit orders. But just for the sake of the example on ETH, I've still got limit orders 3,420. I've still got one at 3,262, and I've got another one at 3,050. So by then, it will be quite a nice big ETH size position, and that is what we're looking to do. We're looking to move from Bitcoin into ETH. That is why I sold some of the Bitcoin profits a couple of weeks back, and that is what we're looking at. Yes, sir.
I just wanted to see who got that Bitcoin trade so they could join the chart hackers today.
There we go. There we go. You know this guy. Ray. He's doing live scalping market open. Okay, market close. He's getting like a cult following in the chart hackers. These guys are trading 3-minute candles. They're trading whatever leverage. They're absolute savages there, and they're having a blast. Okay, and this is the type of shit that he's doing. Okay, and let's just tie this into some beautiful.
By blast, he means profits. He means profits by blast, by the way.
I mean, Ray, it's really nice, okay, that you're whatever the crazy wizardry you fucking doing there with your 3-minute candles, it ties in with basic TA. Look at this, 786 fib right here, tied it with some horizontals, okay, little rocket ship there on BTC. So nice work, Ray. Nice work, Ray. Hope you guys are printing. Okay, let's go. So ETH, we are covered. And then let's just look at this ETH chart. So for me, this is on the table, and I mentioned this the other day, and this is on the table now for a lot of altcoins. This is the game we are now playing until we print new highs. So until ETH blows new highs, we have to say short-term downtrend. Okay, so that is now in play for us still, and you can see on the daily, these daily oscillators still need to come down. So along the way, you're going to see 4-hour reversals. We're going to get pumps, which you're probably going to see some today. You're going to get 8-hour reversals, but the ultimate one needs to be the daily. And these dailies, we need a strong reversal here, and we want to see these reversals tie in with the 4 hours and the 8 hours. Then we get our mega pump. Okay, so that's going to be our strategy. So as long as we're trending down, this oscillator will continue to reset. But this is, ultimately, this is what we're looking at until we get new highs. So your ETH levels to watch: 3,420, 3,020. Okay, those are the levels you want to watch now to the downside. And then let's talk some trades. So last night was messy. Okay, fortunately, we teed you up, hopefully, and I really hope a lot of you guys got some of those shorts that we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. I sincerely hope. In fact, I'd love to know in the chats from you guys. Okay, let me know who has learned to short watching this show in the last couple of weeks. Okay, I just want to get a feel for you guys, and I want to understand, did you have a hedging strategy? Because it's so much lighter on your trading account if you do have a short running. Okay, and it's been very important to me as part of the strategy for the last while to have some shorts running. So nice that had played out for us. It obviously saved the account. It's not ideal because I got caught in shit coins like Celestia. Okay, and that hippo basically sent me to zero. It was absolute pain. And let's see what you guys are saying. And 𝗬𝗓𝗘 says he learns something every day. And Sylvester Steelstone got my shorts from chart hackers. And Eric, come and join us, bro. Come hang out with us. We drop tons of shorts on Sunday on our Sunday session. And Dave and I actively look for shorts a lot these days, okay? Because we understand these shorts, you go up the escalator, you go up the stairs and you go down the escalator with the shorts, and you can see how quickly those things can print for you guys there on the way. And Robert says, damn, Ray, no TIA flying. Is TIA flying? Is he joking? Ray? There's a bit of a bounce. Okay, well, okay, let's talk. Robert, that's you in Hackers. I see this Robert in Hackers there. He's a DJ. He's trading 50x leverage. Okay, so let's talk. What's going on here? Injective. I've taken a long on Injective, similar level to where we've just gone long on BTC. Okay, so similar style there. You can see there's been a tiny little pump here in the market. So I've tried a small Injective there. 𝗬𝗎, similar setup. Okay, similar setup there. Could be a short-term bounce. Not holding my breath. Okay, not big size. Sushi dropped into my zone. My zone that I gave you guys yesterday after that short was 1.9. I think it was 1.91, 1.92. I've tried Sushi over there. Then what else do I have? I've got Brett. Okay, I got a $45,000 Brett position. My Brett head short went all the way down. Okay, closed the short, closed the long. I had to reopen that Brett long. Okay, so that thing is now moving back up. And then I've opened another head short again. So you see I'm playing the same system in case they want to send me down. Then bonk yesterday, got some bonk. I think this started actually off a limit order, off that sell. Okay, for bonk. So we got a limit order, a preset limit order there for bonk. So that played out nicely so far, as long as we can hold the lows. Then I've got a phantom short off the VWAP. What else do I have? I've got Celestia long, Ray. This thing is killing me. I've got a Celestia head short now in case they're going to end me, bro. It's the worst. It's the worst token ever. And then there's Peppy. Okay, Peppy's still okay, holding on to that one. And AVAX and Link. Okay, Link short. You can see I'm in a Link head short at the moment. And that is still green for me. And then Sol long and Sol hedge short. Okay, so that is my current game plan until the market really turns proper bullish again. We're going to be playing it safe. So let's get into these alts. Let's talk about them. Let's see where can they go. If things are going to drop lower, we need to know where they are. You need to know where you can buy them. You need to know what is safe and what is not safe. Okay, so let's go. Sol on the weekly first zone hit yesterday. Now, remember, it's interesting. We sometimes say never, never, never. And look at that. 200 on the button for Sol. That was our first weekly level, 200. Our next weekly level is 190. Okay, so get ready. 190 to 187. That is going to be your next weekly level for Sol. That can happen today. For example, if they do put a bit more pressure, 190 is where it's at. Okay, that is where the buyers need to come in. That is where we want our limit orders ready. And those of you that want spot Solana, get your DCA zones ready. Okay, so 190 is the next one for us on Sol. And then we can look at it on this DGen chart here at the moment. And I put a couple of things together for you. So there's a couple of ways you can play this. This is my Sol on the 4 hour that I've been tracking. And you can see right now we are in this descending wedge. You can see a nice little wedge at the moment. So there's a chance that Sol might want to bounce at some point. Okay, so let's take a look here at our oscillator. There we go. Very heavily oversold at the bottom. Now, the last time we had these types of looks, let's just see on the 4 hour, we did get an oversold and an arrow. And what did we do? We got a move up from Sol. Then we had a blueprint and a green arrow, and we did get a move up from Sol. Now we've got an oversold and a green arrow. Is there a chance we're going to get a green move up now on Sol? Okay, so I'm just pointing that one out to you guys. The last 2 times that happened, we did move higher when we had that type of combination. So maybe there is a short-term bounce coming on Sol. How do we deal with that? What do we do? So number one, let's watch our main support levels. And our first line of support has got to be the lows. Okay, so that wick low is 201 is what you're going to be watching. And then I've got a little bit lower down for you. I've got this base 197. Now, these are the DGen levels that we are watching. These are 4 hour Sol levels. These are not the weekly levels. And 197. And then I would say, look out for the wick. Okay, this will be that DGen level there. Look out for the wick into that anchored VWAP at 187. Okay, that ties in with our weekly level there. 187, that's our weekly level. There's the anchored VWAP. Okay, that's quite a big anchored VWAP as well. So look out for the wick into that zone. So these are your levels to the downside. 201, 197, 187. Okay, any wicks into those areas could be the final little move to the downside before this 4 hour move kicks in. Okay, that 4 hour recovery play that we are looking at. And then what do we do? Okay, so if Sol starts pushing higher on the 4 hour time frame, we know, okay, we most likely get a rejection 222, most likely, or we're going to get a rejection up here at 235. Now, 235 is quite a dangerous area here. I've got that quantum reactor. I've got the anchored VWAP from the highs, and I've also got a fib in the way for you guys too. So that is why I've highlighted it as a short zone. For me, you can call it a danger zone. Okay, you don't have to short Sol in that area, but that is going to be a TP zone because this is a typical zone where I would be looking for shorts on Solana. So if we do get this push up into the zone, let's just highlight that with a circle. Somewhere in that region, for me, that is danger. Okay, that is big trouble there for Sol traders. That means it's getting overcooked because we know Sol on the daily still wants to come down. Let's look at the daily. Look at that. The daily still pushing lower. So this could take a couple of days to play out. This could be a few days here. Down there, 3 or 4 days potentially while that thing plays out on Sol. So look out for those zones, and that is your upside danger area. So Sol, you've got your supports, and your big danger zone 235, medium danger zone is 222. Yes, sir.
Guys, this presentation by this fine gentleman has been excellent. To learn the same wizardry, click on the link right under my face. Especially now, since the market's a little choppy. You guys should learn these skills and then join the chart hackers.
So this is the school. Ray is talking about the school. So those of you that are new to trading, you want to learn how to trade, all the drawings that you see on the screen, that is my TA. What I've done is I've done a course where I do all my TA and I combine it with the chart prime set of indicators. From the oscillator that you see me working with to the quantum reactor to a lot of these other things. So you can join my course. There is a link in the show description. My next live event for the course is on Thursday. We are doing a session on bots and automation because that is part of the course as well. We've brought in bots. They can automate the trading for you. So there's lots of exciting things going on there. So if you want some of that course action, there is a link under the show description. And just while we are on this, everything I talk about, guys, is also here under the description. Okay, and Ray's dropped that link for you, but you can see there at the top, Dylan's Trading Accelerated School. There it is. Tick. Chart Hackers, the exclusive club for all of us. Okay, there it is. Tick. Under there, then we've got Prime XBT, we got WeX, we got ZoomX, all the exchanges that I use, including Bitfunded, the prop funded guys. Okay, where you can trade with other people's money. It's all there for you guys. Okay, let's go. So Sol, we know what we're doing. Remember, these charts go directly into Chart Hackers after the show, and Ray's going to put them in there for everybody. Just make sure you are watching the show for context. Okay, let's talk Phantom. I thought this was an important one as well. What happens when we get a meltdown? We zoom out. Big levels only. What happens? 382 and weekly zone hits on Phantom. 1.06 taken out, and they actually pushed it to 1, okay, on the button. But that is a big zone. That is what we like. And when there is a capitulation, we get ready on these types of areas. Those are the hot zones, the 382s, the macro 618s. Those are the absolute bangers. Now, for Phantom, is this the bottom? This could potentially be the bottom for this move. Okay, so we might still print a lower high and then come down for more. So we just need to watch that. But your support that you can use now for Phantom is 1. And if you wanted to DCA previously and you were prepared to buy Phantom at 1.3, you now have a 30% discount on Phantom. This is your DCA zone. So what I would suggest here, if you haven't bought yet, DCA zone here at 1, and then you can DCA a little bit more if it does go deeper at 0.87. That is going to be your next DCA zone. Now, remember, there's a couple of signs here that tell us these dailies might want to be reset. And what we can do is just take a look here. You can see massive divergence on the daily. We saw it on ETH for a couple of days before it played out. But look at that divergence. The oscillator pointing down, the price action pushing higher. That means they want to send it lower. So that could come down. And then we're going to ultimately be looking for something like that on the oscillator. Where can we tie that in? Well, at this point in time, it looks like we'll most likely tie it in at the 87 level. But if we do get some kind of consolidation here, who knows? We might get a reset anywhere in the zone. If we float around here for a couple of days, that reset might come on this level. Desert Fox says, get these likes up. Guys, do this.
Treat the like button like Michael Jackson. Just beat it.
You know what to do. Okay, let's see who else is in the chats here. Are you guys okay? That is what I want to know. And did you guys survive? And Mr. Invalidated says they're coming for your liquidation levels. They must come for me. Okay, they must come and get me on PopCat. I'm waiting for them. I'm going to show you that PopCat chart, guys. And they must come. I'm ready and waiting for them. I'm going to long it even harder down there. And Mooting says, my favorite banter host. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
I concur. But that was an ugly BTC 15-minute candle.
Are we getting rinsed now?
Holding it on, but it was just an ugly candle.
Yeah, that's, you see, guys, these are the games, okay? These are the games they are now playing with you, okay? This is like if you're new to this bull market stuff, if you've been around for like a year, you haven't really experienced this stuff. We go through these phases. They'll rinse you out. Then there's so much uncertainty. Half a shorting, half a longing. Nobody knows what's going on. And then you get these wild moves. These market makers, it's easy pickings for them. Okay, very easy stuff. And, all the late longs from yesterday, what did they do today? They came back and they took all the late longs out. Okay, now at some point, they're going to push back and they're going to take out all the shorters. Okay, it is going to happen. Just be patient. It is all going to happen. And let's see. James says, chart pop before I get wrecked. Okay, I've got Popcat, James. I got it. We're going to deal. We're going to deal with poppies. Okay, let's go. Okay, so Phantom. How do we play Phantom? So you've got your big levels. You got your weekly levels. Now what I want to show you, Phantom on the 1 hour, you can see in this picture, it's actually bearish. Now we've lost our rising trend. So Phantom's looking a little bit sad. So how do we deal with this thing now? How do we get out of this mess? Okay, well, how does Phantom fix itself? So number one, we're going to watch some key zones. So you can see this area here is a level of interest, 1.11. If we get a move here, that's a simple 382 pullback and consolidation, then some kind of push up from there. So 1.11, this is an interesting zone, okay? Then I've got 1.05, I've got VWAP action and a 618. That could be a zone of interest here for us as well. And typically what we want to see here on these zones is after a dump like that, we know they like to come back and clean out the wicks. It's standard practice that they do that. Obviously, if they're going to be gentlemen about it, they typically come and they hit that 618 first, and then they start pushing higher. And now what you're going to see, if they do something like that, you're going to see a trend, okay? You're going to see something like that, and then you're going to see a reaction on one of these levels, and then they're going to start pushing out, and then we might get some trend break and start turning a little bit bullish again. So that is on the lower time frames that you need to pay attention to now. And I suspect they could be doing this one on Phantom, even if it is going to be a short-term bounce. You can see on the hour still wants to reset there. Let's just see where we are on the 4-hour chart. Okay, there's our 4-hour. Our 4 hours looking nice. Okay, this is looking quite pleasant. At the moment, you've seen a couple of alts with that now. We've got a green triangle and we've got our oversold print as well. And we'd expect some kind of move from that type of indicator. Look at the last couple of times we got that. We did get upside. We got it again. We got some upside there. So looking for something here in this area. As long as Phantom can print a higher low for me, I think we'll be okay on a short-term bounce perspective. But really, what you want to be paying attention to, I'll remind you again, you're going to get a trend like that. And what you want to see is this trend get broken. So if we do dip lower, that is really where the action's going to be when we start popping that trend. So short-term levels to watch for Phantom degens, 1.11 and 1.05. These are possible degen zones that you can watch. If we get more downside, then it's a typical double bottom that they want to hit you with. So it's quite a long way down. Just be careful with your leverage because it's another 11% down to the bottom of the wick. That is going to hurt. Okay, so there will be a separate long here at 99. Okay, that will be your backup long that you could play. By then, that 4 hours should be heavily reset for us, and then you're going to get some kind of long there out of Phantom. I would expect 10 to 15% size long there if we hit that zone to the downside. So 99. And guys, we're going to stick this one straight into hackers. Kevin says, got the Phantom buy at 1.01. Banger, Kevin, nice. Was it off one of my charts? I really hope it was. And let's see, chills or thrills? Dill, are we pleased? My wife is looking at my unrealized P&L. Is it negative, bro? Is it negative? Talk to me about it. Okay, let's go AVAX. I wanted to cover some of the big dogs for you guys. Obviously, these are some of the majors that we like to pay attention to. Let's just see what happened here. AVAX on the daily. What happens? Where do they dump it? Okay, a combination here. Major zone, 382 at 43. They also ping to perfection the VWAP from the lows. Okay, look at these lows on the 5th of November. If you get your VWAPs from the 5th of November, look how powerful that is. Straight onto that VWAP on the 5th of November. So support for me now on AVAX is 40.5. That is your zone. What would I like to see? I'd like to see these higher lows now and then a short-term push up on AVAX and then that move lower. So we're most likely going to see a lower high at some point. I would expect something along these lines for AVAX until this trend gets broken. Okay, so looking out for that type of play. I do expect we get a bounce. Okay, even if they bleed us a little bit more, at some point we get a snapback bounce. It's going to be quite a hard bounce, 10 to 15%. And then everyone's going to get super bullish again. And that is where we're going to be really cautious, because we're going to be looking for rejections. We're going to be looking for potential shorts in the market there on any pumps as well. So looking out for that. And you can see the daily still wants to come down. Okay, so even if we get a snapback bounce here, that daily wants to trend lower. So it does need time. Just be patient with some of these things here at the moment. And James, I'm coming for you, bro. I'm going to give you some poppies. Just hang in there. It's coming. And 𝗏𝗏𝗔𝗬𝗦 also says popk. Okay, let's go. AVAX degen play. And same story as Phantom. Okay, so just like I showed you there on Phantom, you're looking for a similar thing. So you can map it out like this. This is AVAX on the 1 hour. And you can look for that degen vibe. You can see here, we might have something turning here for us. We've seen a couple of times we got the reversal. Okay, they did send us higher. Now we're looking for another reversal print here. And if we print a higher low, that will be pretty bullish there for us. And then we want to break that trend and keep cruising. So right now, what you can watch is 42.1. Watch that zone. That's your 618. You can see typical reaction. Even on a 1 hour fib pool here, you're getting a reaction on that 618. So your key levels from this side of things on AVAX, 42.1. Okay, watch that zone there. If you do get a bit of a push here, once we start breaking that trend, things get fun. Alternatively, you're looking back at these lows. So anything from 40.2 to about 38.5. Anywhere in that box for me looks like your next zone. Remember, there'll probably be a fair cluster of stops here. So I wouldn't be surprised if they came and took out the stops and then sent that higher. So just remember where everybody else's stop losses are sitting as well. And the market makers obviously know that, and they will come and take those out. So AVAX, that is the game plan there. Then let's talk Chainlink. I mean, also straight into a macro 382 pull, 19.9. Okay, limit orders hit for the spot bags. Beautiful. And I hope some of you guys got these levels. And I see Kevin says he got it off my levels there. He was hoping it to hit 87. Kevin, I think if you're patient, it might just do that. Okay, so just hang in there. Mike M, I've got GRT. You do not want to see that chart. It looks disgusting. Okay, it looks absolutely disgusting. Okay, so let's talk Link. Let's get these Link levels here. Ivan's got it at 20, so that's the right play, guys. That was your level. That was your first big level. Let's just look at the size of this flush out. I mean, it's pretty disgusting. 28%. Okay, 28% from the highs. That is offensive. Okay, can it go lower? Yes, of course it can go lower. So what are we looking for right now? Again, same play. We might get a situation we print a lower high and we start this move down now on Link. Okay, until proven otherwise. You can see we've had this before. Look at that. Okay, we did that. What did we do? And we actually just kept dipping. Look at that. And then eventually we broke the trend and then they sent it up. So this can very well play out again over the next couple of weeks. It is on the table here for us. Let's just look at the degen chart and same situation. So you can see on the 15 minutes, it's trying to get a reversal going. But remember, 15 minutes not as reliable. But typically what you want to see here, exactly the same as Phantom, exactly the same as AVAX. You can see you bang out your downtrend. Okay, if you want to look for that reversal, you look on these hot zones. Okay, we look here. Do we have some kind of reaction here? If we do, keep your eyes on that, because if it pops the trend, then you can add to that position, get a little bit more aggressive. Otherwise, are they coming to take out the candle? Okay, if they're coming to take out that candle and give us a double bottom, look at that, a little double bottom play there. That could be a banger. That could be quite a bullish play there for us. So degen levels on Link, 20, 20.6, 19. 20.6 and 19, those are the degen levels, okay? Those are the guys saying, okay, we're expecting a reversal in the near future on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour. We know that the daily is still wants to come down. We know the 12 hour still wants to go down, okay? But I'm a degen. I'm looking for some kind of play here. I'm looking for a short-term bounce. Where can I get it? Well, these are the levels, okay? So 20.6 and 19.5, those are probably the best ones you want to play around, even 19. Okay, look out at 19. One of these should give you that momentum there. And even if it's a short-term bounce, you should make something here out of that one. Okay, let's go Doge. And no surprises. Doge back on major weekly support. So this is your buy zone, 0.376. Okay, we are back here again. And buy zone, this is our 1, 2, 3, 4th week that we have visited these levels. So 376 is your Doge DCA buy zone. That is locked in. then your next one is 3137. Okay, so no changes here for Doge traders. If you really want to dial in, you can try and look for some kind of breakout move here on the 1 hour or on the 15 minutes. Look for something like that. But right now, 0.376, that's where it's at for me on Doge. No changes. 31374 is your next big zone. So that's your next DCA zone that you're going to be looking for. And I see Gio wants some Floki. Gio, I don't have Floki today, unfortunately, man. Let's see what else. Miami Rush says the market makers are loving everyone. Yeah, they're loving that everybody is freaking out now. They love it. Okay, this is what they want. They want the drama. They want to create uncertainty. Here's sushi. Fuck me. Did I close the sushi too early? I closed it for the handbag. And then the market fell over even harder and I had to cancel the handbag buy. My wife wasn't happy with me. And yesterday, I mean, we had a proper capitulation there on the market. So sushi back at 1.91. Okay, so we're back at our buy zone. This was the area that I earmarked yesterday for the final TP or anyone who else was shorting sushi. And that's 1.91. And then another massive level here, 1.355. Now, these are typically zones where you do try for long. Even though this is the weekly, these are typically your areas that you look for that bigger move. So there's a high conviction one. If they give us this macro 618 at 1.4, if they give us this macro 618 at 1.4, probably a good buy. Okay, probably worth taking on some risk here on sushi. So check this out, 1.35, 1.36, that type of level there. If you don't bounce here, 1.91. Now you can see I've tried a little scalp here on sushi, 1.91. Let's see if they're going to come and end us. Where's this thing? There it is. Okay, so let's see if they're going to come for me there. And you can see not very well loved at the moment, these short-term bounces. Look at this, lots of pressure here in the market. Okay, so we're going to watch that VWAP. Remember, guys, anybody trading Bitcoin, watch this VWAP lower down as well, 93,500. Okay, 93,500. That could be another hot zone there for us for that VWAP. That could give us a nice reaction. Okay, let's go GRT, absolute filth. Okay, also close this one, as it turns out, way too early. Okay, I mean, the market capitulated and I pressed the close button, and now this thing is coming down even harder. So just to reset, where we are, it's actually quite offensive what these guys have done. If you take a look at this, okay, they went from the highs, 35%. Okay, bull market flush out, 35% move on the altcoins. But what's worse that they have done here is they've reset all the work from the 17th of November. So they've wiped out a month's worth of grind. Okay, that whole move has been taken out now. 1 month canceled. Anyone who held onto their positions too long, anyone who didn't take enough profits, all those things wiped out. Okay, and this is part of the bull market vibe. Remember that. They ride you up, you get euphoric, you think it doesn't end, and then it comes and it ends. Okay, and now you can see our daily GRT on the daily. We finally got this thing starting to roll over here, so give it some time. We want to see the daily resets. So same thing we're looking for here. We want these bottom out looks on these things, and that's going to tell us when we get our next move. Okay, so a couple of things happening on GRT. Let's just watch these levels now, and let's just confirm where you can buy these things. So the big one for me, the really big one that hasn't been tapped yet, and it's a concern, 2128. Now that is going to be a high conviction long zone for me. So if we get a drop here, okay, I'm going to be ready and waiting for GRT. I'm going to have limit orders set. I'm going to be ready for this move. And that is a trade for me, 0.213. Okay, mark that one on your chart, 0.213. That short is now over. Let's put an alarm on here. Okay, setting my alarm, 0.213. If we get that push, that for me, that's a long zone. Look at that, 50-day MA, 200-day bringing up support, anchored VWAP here, 618, weekly levels, okay, weekly horizontals. That's a banger. Okay, that's really worth taking on risk in those zones. So 213 for me on GRT. By the time it gets there, we'll be pretty close on that 12 hour as well and the daily. Let's just take a look at some lower time frames. Look at that. Okay, 8 hour, almost a reversal coming. Let's look at the 4 hour. Reversal coming. Okay, on the 4 hour. So that looks pretty decent for us from that side of things. Let's see what the 1 hour says. Reversal coming. Okay, so it might be a short-term bounce coming on GRT, but the big level for me, the high conviction trade is lower down. It's at that 213 zone that I've just mentioned. And yeah, look for that one. And this chart will be in Chart Hackers, guys. So you can find it there. if you want an update on those levels. Okay, let's go Peppy. This one was a deep burn. Fuck, this was a deep burn, guys. This thing was properly playing with my emotions. Look at this. 22% dump on Peppy. Where to? Okay, what happens next? Well, if the bulls don't come back, this thing's going to just continue to get sold off. It's as simple as that. The bulls need to step in pretty urgently here. And right now, this is your first line of support. So 0002245, that is your level that you're going to be watching. And then we've got to highlight one of my favorite things to do is trend and 786. Okay, trend and 786 is always a banger. Okay, there's always a reaction there. For some reason, it's just a beautiful combination. So trend and 786. If we don't bounce there on Peppy, this is my next bounce zone. Okay, so mark this one on your charts. 2085. 2085, that's the guy. Okay, that's our next bounce zone. So what we could expect then, if the market drops today, what we could expect then is something like that, lower high, and then moved lower down. Something like that, okay, is what we're going to be looking at there on Peppy. And James is saying, is it almost too late? James, are we getting rinsed? Hold on, bro. Okay, let's go straight to Popcat for James here. Okay, James, I got you, bro. I got you. Please tell me I'm not going to get fucking rinsed as well. Woo, it's close. It's close. It's close. We're going to get the money in the accounts, guys. We're going to pump this margin. Now, there's two options here for Popcat. Okay, trade number one, you can see that 8-hour oscillator is getting ready to reverse. And right now, all you can use, James, is your lows. So it's got to be your lows from that first wick. You see that low from the first wick there, James? That is 99. Okay, 992. That is your first marker that you can use for now safely. So that's 992. If we do bleed lower, okay, so we are still in the long zone here for Popcat. If there is going to be a reversal, you can see that 8-hour looks like it wants to reverse soon. Let's see the 4-hour. 4 hours getting there. Okay, we're nearly there. Look what happens when you see these things. Look at the last time we got this thing that looks like a car and a green dot. We did get that push higher. We've got the car and the green dot. Yeah, I mean, come on. We need Bitcoin to behave here, but the minute Bitcoin does, this thing's going to rip. It's going to rip hard. Okay, there's going to be a big move. But James, all I can give you here, big support, 9922. If you start closing under that, yes, yeah, I think it's a problem, because then that opens up this 86 level for us again. Okay, then we're talking 8846. Okay, call it 85 for Popcat. And that is where I have to see a bounce there. That's the 200-day moving average. That's our 618 as well. And that's quite a big horizontal level for me. So, yeah, I mean, for me, I need a bounce there at 85. That's a big one for me. And that is my next long zone then on Popcat. Now, we did notice this on Monday, this head and shoulders. Now, these patterns, as simple as they are, okay, as simple as some of these trading things can be, a head and shoulders pattern can tell you a massive story as to what could be happening in a week or what could be happening in a few days. And I mean, it's unreal. We saw this head and shoulders here on Popcat when they pushed up there, and now it's playing out. So if it's going to start playing out even half of the way, we are looking at this 85 level. So that is on the table. So anybody trading Popcat, 85 is next.
Can we get a bullhorn for Robert? Robert needs a bullhorn.
What's he doing? Oh, he's making money shorting. Nice, bro. Nice. Guys, come to Chart Hackers. We'll teach you how to short, okay? We'll teach you the ways, okay? We'll teach you the ways. Ray will show you the degen ways, and me and Dave will show you they're pretty degen, but we'll show you the other ways that we can go about it. Okay, let's talk 𝗬𝗓𝗏. So that was pretty bullish earlier today. I jumped into a scalp on 𝗬𝗓𝗏, had a nice little fake pump. Then they did a nice little round trip. So beautiful at the moment there. And now 𝗬𝗏 still super bullish. It was one of the hardest recoveries today after that pullback. But levels that you want to watch. And a reminder, when the market turns bullish, this thing shows relative strength. It's a proper token. So when you get your opportunity to get a pullback on something like 𝗬𝗏𝗏, you want to pay attention. So right now, 240 on 𝗬𝗏𝗏 and 225, even 209. Anywhere here for me. DCA zones, okay, anywhere there for us. If the market stays bullish, that's where we're getting 𝗬𝗏𝗏. It will recover really fast. And I want to show you these candles from earlier today. Look how fast this thing recovered after that dump. I mean, there was a mega move here on 𝗬𝗏𝗏. Look at this thing. Let's just get the size of this. 30% bounce, okay? 30% bounce on 𝗬𝗏𝗏. It's like a meme coin. And the minute it gets a sniff, it does give you a bounce. So RV traders, if you want a sneaky area of interest here, if you want a sneaky long zone, I can give it to you. It is here, 246. Okay, that's our 618 tied in with horizontals there. Look at the horizontals. Nice level. Okay, nice zone there. If you're going to get a reaction, 246 is where it's at for me. 246, watch that zone. And then let's talk WIF. Also, world of pain, this thing. World of pain, this WIF token. I've got two charts for you. I've got a DGen chart for you guys, and I've got a daily chart for you on WIF. So just to recap where we were, what happened yesterday, we had major support at 2.9. This has been our support since the 12th of November. So we had a 1 month of support here on WIF at 2.9. What happened? Straight through. Okay, they bounce it at 2.5. Then what happens today? They reclaim it. Okay, give us a little rosy vibe for a minute, and then they dump it back down again. So WIF traders, your big zone now, you are in your new range. You are in your new range low. And for me, there's a long coming on WIF, and it's going to be this 2.5 level, maybe a push a little bit lower. So that is going to look something like this. You want to get this 100-day MA in play and that 200-day MA. So you might have to ladder in a little bit on this guy. But if you do start getting weakness now on WIF into these types of regions here, that is where you're looking for that reversal. That is the big one there for me on WIF. So look out, 2.5 down to 2.35. Pretty interesting zone. And then the DGen play here, it's really, guys, it's as simple as this. Okay, you get your you get your dump. They've got your wick. Now they're filling that wick. And what can you do? You can look out for that reversal. Now, where does that reversal come? It typically comes on a 618, or typically comes on a horizontal where you get a double bottom. So you are looking for something typically like this. Look for some consolidation here and then some kind of move. And you can start playing these little zones on WIF. So just be patient. Watch this 2.5 region on WIF. Track it now on a 15-minute or on the 1 hour. See what it starts doing down here. If it starts pushing up early, then you know, printing higher lows here, then you might get that break of the trend that you can start chasing as well. Let's just see if we're on a 618 here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we are pretty much on a 786. So 2.67 you can watch now. But that's essentially what you're going to be looking for. So this is your double bottom play. Now, if the market is heavy and they want to send it lower, yes, this can go lower. We can print new lows. We can't say new lows are off the table now for these altcoins, especially after yesterday's move. So we can highlight that next thick band down there, and that is about 2.25. That is going to be your next potential level. So play it safe here. This is not the time to ape in hard. Okay, if you are looking for positions, number one, my advice to you is be careful. If you got rinsed last night, also nothing wrong with taking a break. The market is still here tomorrow. Whether it's going up or going down, just take some time off. And if you still find yourself trading, well, keep it small, okay? Only play the hot zones. Don't now try and gamble on areas that aren't in the hot zones. Don't gamble areas in between these hot zones. Don't take risks now. Take risks off the table. You can see there's no momentum here. The market's not climbing in, going savage just yet. You'll know when that happens because the candles are going to start looking differently. So just be safe for now. I'm just trying to point out what you guys need to be looking for if you are going to catch some kind of move. Now, here is 𝗬𝗎. Okay, now I'm interested in 𝗬𝗎. I'd like to see a bounce here. I want to see this lower high come into play. Now, this is 𝗬𝗎 on the 4 hour, and I'd like to see that happen. Okay, I'm watching this 4 hour reversal, and you can see we've seen lots of these alts with the story. Does that mean it's the bottom? Not necessarily. We still might see a situation where we print a higher low on the oscillator, and we have to print a lower low on the price action before we get that divergence, okay, before we get that. So that is on the table for us. We can't say that it's a slam dunk reversal here, but 𝗬𝗎 relative strength looks okay. We are also sitting on a 618 as well, and we are sitting on a trend here. Look at that. So we got our 618 and trend here. If you want to have a stab at this, not worth, I'd say it's worth a little bit of risk here in the zone. Let's just see where we are with BTC. Just hanging on, Ray. Just hanging on. Come on, BTC. Come on. Okay, so let's go. Sorry, let me just finish the 𝗬𝗎. So there might be something happening here. Look out for a fake out. Let them clean out this wick. If there is a little bit of pressure, look out for the sharp snapback. Okay, that could be something coming for you here on 𝗬𝗎. So yeah, Ondo super strong there, Peglers. 355, watching 355 on 𝗬𝗎. Eyes on this wick low. Okay, keep your eyes on this guy. Okay, we start losing that, guys, the shit hits the fan. Okay, we lose that, we're in pain. Okay, there's pain coming. And your next lower levels, let's just highlight these for you guys as well. So it's 3.54, 3.34, and 3.18. Those are your levels. Watching that, looking for this reversal sign here on that oscillator. Might be a divergence we need first. Let's look at the 1 hour. When you're ready. There it is. Okay, 1 hour still wants to creep a little bit lower here. Okay, so just keep your eyes on that. But 4 hour, obviously stronger than a 1 hour. And if we see the 4 hour looking good, the signs are there that something could be happening. Let's talk Brett. And also, so upset that they had to come and end us on Brett. Look at that. Okay, massive dump here. 40% from the highs on Brett. What do you do now? Okay, well, number one, if you didn't have Brett before and you were kicking yourself for not having it, here's your buy zone. 0.15, you buying here. Look at this. Support. Okay, support. There it is. Resistance. That's a buy zone. 1.5. And then you've got 1.3. 0.13. That's your next buy zone. So very simple game plan here. These are my buy zones on Brett. That is where you can accumulate. If you're looking for some spot bags on Brett, those are the areas. So 1.5 and 1.3. Those are your hot zones there on Brett. I don't like that candle, but what it does tell me is that at some point we get a snapback bounce. Okay, we're going to get a beautiful squeeze at some point, and just make sure you are positioned in it at the right time. Okay, and once it starts pumping, guys, we're obviously going to find your exit points. We're going to find your short zones when the market is ripping. We're going to sort you guys out on that. And I see what Noob Clown says, revenge long on Brett. I would love it. You know what I want to revenge long on? That fucking hippo. Okay, I want to send that hippo. That hippo owes me. Okay, so here's Brett degen setup. You can see what's going on. So you've just seen Brett is sitting on a high time frame level here for us, that horizontal at 1.5. Here's the degen setup. Okay, what do we have? We've got 618. We've got horizontals. Okay, so I don't have tons of confluence, but I have some. And you can see that possible reversal there on the 4 hour. So this chart, guys, goes straight into hackers here. If it is going to bounce, I would like to see it bounce here. To be fair, that ties in with the lows of the range. So maybe a nice little push up there from Brett. And then your upside is going to be that 186 zone that you can pay attention to. Then Celestia, the absolute shittest shitcoin in history. Okay, almost there. Okay, got a lot of work to do here, and we need to send the Celestia lower. Okay, so this oscillator needs to come lower, and right now sitting on major support. Okay, this is 618 macro pool. It's weekly levels. It's 200-day moving average. It's 50-day moving average. Okay, so we know this under normal circumstances is pretty much an iron wall here of support for Celestia, especially after that type of dump. And let's just look at the size of that one. Proper mess, this thing. 37% from the highs. Okay, absolutely ended in 2 days. Okay, and Kepler says this dip is healthy for the market. Yeah, if there's anyone left with money after this, Kepler. But yeah, I tend to agree. They've reset the whole November pump, and maybe they're teeing everyone up so they can do this again for January, I think. And Nomad from Berlin, did you trade that hippo, bro? Did you? Because I traded that hippo. That hippo owes me money. I'm gonna go find that thing. I think I need to go hunt it. We need this thing. And Chris Crypto says no shorts we can take. Chris, for me, I like to get shorts on pumps. Okay, so ideally what we're seeing now is we're looking for the next short-term bump on the market. Even if it's a few percent pump often gives you a nice short entry. So that is what I tend to look for myself. And, that is how we hunt those shorts. Stylish Bushra, give me a bit funded opportunity, please. Yes, I will speak to the guys. Guys, after a flash out like this, we deserve a giveaway. Okay, you all deserve a giveaway. Ray, will you keep Stylish Bushra's name? Okay, will you just make a note there? And tomorrow I'll do a giveaway from Bitfunded. I'll speak to the guys and we'll do a Bitfunded giveaway. And Stylish Bushra, you'll be one of them on the list. Okay, just make sure you are watching the show tomorrow. I need you in the chats. Okay, and then we can sort you out. And Lee says USDT dominance is heading higher. That's not a good look. Okay, so Celestia, guys, just to confirm the support level 6.13. Okay, that is big support here for us. Yeah, I'm sitting in that Celestia long. I added as we went down, got a nice bounce, then caught the head short. Let's see how we go. Okay, so right now 6.13, that's the zone I'm watching. Then some R-Weave. I think we're getting a trade. Okay, I think we're getting a trade on R-Weave soon. 4 hour, what are you looking for? There's two zones. there's two real zones here. It's this, okay, looking for that at 19, okay, 19.2, 19.1. You put a bit more weight on the market today, 16.6, guys. That's it. Those are the zones. Anything in between, noise. Okay, don't try anything in there. It's rubbish. Okay, when we break back, try it. Okay, if we break back, do that. If we lose this level and break back in there, then try that one. But anything in between these hot zones, it's just noisy stuff, okay? And then the person that was asking a question about a short, let me show you typically how you could look for a short. Let me show you Phantom. Phantom was a great example. Guys, this is this is lesson. Okay, lesson time right now. Yeah, are you ready for your lesson? Okay, this is where a simple way you can find a short. Go 15 minutes, okay, after a dump. Get your anchored VWAP out. Drop it on the absolute highs, okay? Drop your VWAP on the absolute highs. Bang, okay? Look for a pump rejection. What did Phantom reject on? Bang. Anchored VWAP, trend, horizontals, short. Okay, simple game plan there. That's how you do it. That's how I like to do it. So I need that pump into the zone. That gives me the entry. Same way we like to dump into those areas for those other entries. It's the exact same game plan. Okay, so guys, you've got it 19.1, 19.2. Look for a reaction here. Okay, we've got support here. We can't say that's not support. We've also got the oscillator talking to us. Then it's 16.6. Those are your zones. That's where you try. Okay, that's where you try those DGen longs. And then any moves up, watch out. 24, that's danger. That's proper danger up there. 24 is a big rejection zone. So just careful up there. If we do pump in there, there's most likely a short zone at around 24 on 𝗟𝗓𝗡. Let's talk injective. And this is a short setup that I set up for hackers earlier today. My thinking behind this thing was short-term bounce in the market potentially coming. As you can see, these 4-hour oscillators are all over, okay? Looking to push higher. When they do push higher, we are going to be presented with multiple short opportunities into trends, into these types of things. And this was typically one of them that I set up. Now, if this thing carries on going down, we're going to have to readjust where we play the short. But right now, you can see the short opportunities here on injective. For me, there's two zones of interest. And let's just mark them in case we do get a pump now in the market. What you're looking for is 28.3 and 31. Those are your potential short zones. Notable to me, look at this, our quantum reactor from Chart Prime, we've lost that. Okay, so that could be turning pretty bearish for us, which means if you lose the quantum reactor, you can often look for shorts into the quantum reactor. So 28.3 short zone, 31 short zone. Can you get a bounce here on injective? Well, I had a go. Okay, you can see why. It's 786. It's 50-day. We've got an engulfing candle print as well. And we've got horizontal tie-in. And Bitcoin was looking for a slight bounce. Ray, I got stopped, bro. You must let me know if we must jump back into this thing. Bitcoin was looking for a slight bounce there. Okay, so injective, yes, that's why I'm long here. In the interim, what am I looking for? How big can we go? Short-term move. Let's look at this. 12% at best. Okay, 12% to that zone, and then 23% to the next one. Chills or thrills? Pleasure, bro. Pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. And let's see who else here. David wants some cash. Guys, I've got one more chart for you. Popcat. Oh, no, we've done Popcat. We've done Popcat. Okay. And then here's Bonk. Okay, waited all day to add to this Bonk position. So we got Bonk on a limit order last night in the sell-off. A nice, pleasant surprise when you pick up a nice size order. Had a nice little pump. Now we back. Okay. Bonk needs to double bottom here or it's going to hell. Very simple. There's no in between here for me on Bonk. We are now double bottoming here. You can see we've got this oscillator turning up. If it doesn't reverse now, this Bonk trade is going to get rinsed and we are going down here. 200-day MA, 100-day MA. That is the plan. So there's two long zones on Bonk. It's either in this current region. Okay, so if you're just seeing this now, give it a little bit of breathing room. Give your stop a bit of breathing room. Try and keep it around 2.5%, 3%, somewhere around there if you want to have a go. Okay, you can see I am sitting in Bonk, but I did get that limit order. And then lower down, you're looking at, so entry number one is 334 to 3334. Okay, and then entry number two is 27 down to 263. 27 down to 263. That is your most reasonable sort of next zone. You can see that trend is now in play. So what can we get here? If we do get a bounce here on Bonk, not looking for much, something along those lines until we eventually break that trend. When we eventually break that trend, then it's on again. Then we have the action, and then we have all sorts of fun. Okay, guys, yeah, messy day yesterday. A lot of uncertainty in the market. No conviction either way right now. We're watching key levels. Okay, we're looking for signs of reversal. Some of them are coming. We don't have full reversal signs on a lot of the 12-hour, the daily. Looks like more chop coming. Looks like more patience. And remember, if you are burning yourself in stop losses, stop trading so much. Slow down. Okay, if you are stressed when you're taking a trade, your trade is too big. Okay, if trading is making you stressed and not fun, like, then your positions are wrong. Okay, and maybe you're overdoing it and things like that. So just think now's a great time to think about your trading strategy, the psychology behind it. How do you feel when you trade? All these things. How do you feel when you're down, when you're losing? How do you feel when you're up? And obviously happy to talk about these things in the Chart Hackers private Zoom sessions that we do for all those members. So guys, if you want some Chart Hackers, link is in the show description below, and great community there. We got a banging community in there and an incredible team. So looking forward to seeing you guys in there. If you're not in there already, I'm back tomorrow, same time. See you guys later.
Man, these guys must join Chart Hackers. They must.